What is up, obscure mic people? And more importantly, what is up, Hank, at Free Podcast Tools on YouTube? Hank, my boy. Hank is my pal. We're Facebook friends. We're Twitter pals. I like Hank's channel. Hank seems to like my channel. But what Hank doesn't know is I'm here to annihilate him. I'm here to take Hank down into nothing more than just Mr. Hanky. No, really. Okay, so Hank had this great idea, spawned from another video's great idea. And his great idea was for me and him to have a battle. A $100 or less podcast recording package battle. So here's how this will work. I'm going to send Hank a $100 package, which I'm getting ready to tell you all about right now. Hank's going to send me a $100 package. This is pre-tax, so we're allowed to go $50 mic, $50 interface. Tax, we're throwing out the window. It's a true $99 pre-tax, $99.99 pre-tax battle. Now, I'm not going to pretend like I know, but I'm pretty sure I know exactly what Hank is going to send me. We haven't discussed anything other than the fact that we're going to order our stuff and we're going to try to beat each other. Not physically. I like Hank a lot. Michigan guy, Ohio guy, I still like him. OHIO. But we're going to try to battle, and we're going to need to post a poll. You guys are going to need to vote on which package is better, which one you would rather have, which one you think sounds better. You're going to hear both packages. That's what she said, on both voices. So you're going to hear me now on this, and then you'll hear me on the package that Hank is getting ready to mail out, and vice versa. Now let me guess what Hank's going to pick, because I think I know. I have watched enough of Hank's videos to where I will be absolutely shocked if this is not what he sends me. First off, the microphone. I am going to guess, because it's just Hank. I know what he's a fan of. I hope he guesses mine. I'm not going to tell him I'm guessing his, but he's going to send me a Zoom ZDM1 end address dynamic microphone. Runs about $50, $40-$50. Then he's going to use the rest of his funds to send me a M Audio Solo, I believe, a one channel $50, $40-$50 interface. I could be wrong. He could be sending me something completely different. But what is coming Hank's way, and he thinks he's going to have me beat on this, I'm sure of it. But I hope he don't send me the same stuff. I'm going to send Hank the channel favorite Donner P08, routinely and almost always on Amazon for $40. It says $79.99, but there's always a 50% off coupon. And as of the time of this recording, this microphone is indeed $40. But it comes with a pop filter, a shock mount, I think it even comes with an XLR cable, maybe? I don't even remember. Been so long since I've opened it. So yeah, he's going to get the pop filter. Most of this stuff I've never opened. He's going to get a carrying pouch. He's going to get the microphone. He's going to get a foam windscreen. He's going to get a shock mount. I'm not sure if there's a USB cable or an XLR cable in there or not. But he's going to send me the Zoom ZDM1. I'm calling it now. I'm going to send him the Donner P08. I think the P08 is a slightly better microphone and a way better package deal with a lot of good stuff in it. So, Hank, you're getting this, and that's what I'm talking on right now. Like I said, I think he's going to send me the M Audio Solo interface, which is pretty solid, but it has that stepping issue. I'm going to bypass the stepping issue. I'm going to bypass only the one channel of microphone compatibility. I'm going to give him the option to have two channels. I'm going to give him the same amount of gain range pretty much that he's given me. I'm going to give him a device that is metal. He's going to give me a device that is plastic. I'm going to give him a device with no wiggle or wobble. He's going to give me something that's plastic, hollow, janky, and wobbly. All right, I had to fix that. I turned the volume up a little bit. See, I had room to go. Hank won't have room to go. I'm going to send Hank the CAD Audio Connect 2, CX2. Audio interface, USB-C, a couple outs on the back, phantom power switch, 2 XLR combo jacks, and knobs that don't wiggle or wobble, and a pretty solid headphone amp. So, Hank, you go ahead and send me your all plastic package. I think maybe the Zoom CDM one is a metal mic, but it's not as robust and built as well as the Donner P08. So, Hank, go ahead, buddy. Give me your best shot. $100 versus $100. The CAD, the Donner, I'm mailing them out. And you don't have to wait because this video is not going to come out till we have all the footage. So I'm going to await Hank's package. That's what she said. Nope, that's not. We can't do that. We can't go there. I love you, Hank, but I can't accept your package in that way. I'm going to accept a box from the post office, and it's going to have stuff in there to hook up and finish the rest of the video. So Hank, bring it on, brother. Send me the gear. I'll send you the gear, and we'll let the people vote on who won this challenge. Let's go. All right. I got Hank's package here. Free podcast tools sent to me. I made the guess that he'd send me a Zoom ZDM1 and an M Audio Solo. I hope he does this with mine. He may. He knows that I took a stab at it, so. Now today is April 1st. No, it's March 31st. All right, Hank of Free Podcast Tools. You predictable. Free predictable tools. That's what it should be. Free predictable tools. Am I 2 for 2? Hank, come on, bro. Come on. I know it's only $100 challenge, but come on. So now we're in the studio and we have what Hank has sent. It is the Zoom ZDM1 and, like you just saw, the M Audio M-Track Solo. Thanks, Hank. And this is what it sounds like. So maybe rewind a little bit, go back to where I opened it with the Donner and the CAD Connect CX2. I'm going to send Hank the channel favorite Donner P08, routinely and almost always on Amazon for $40. I'm going to send Hank the CAD Audio Connect 2 CX2. Audio interface, USB-C, a couple outs on the back, phantom power switch, 2 XLR combo jacks, and knobs that don't wiggle or wobble, and a pretty solid headphone amp. So, Hank, you go ahead and send me your all plastic package and listen to this and see what you think. Which one do you like more? For the sake of knowing, I will Peter Piper into this in the provided windscreen. Peter Piper, Peter Piper, Peter Piper. And I will go 90 degrees off axis. 180 degrees off axis. And back around to the front of the microphone. Now let me say, even though I had an inkling that Hank was going to send this over, I do really like this microphone. I have for a long time. The M Audio M-Track Solo, also good. The only thing I didn't really like about it was the stepping issue. When you go that last little bit, it jumps up in gain a whole lot until you turn it back down, and then it's good. So it's like, on a 9, it's great. On a 10, it goes a little ballistic. But it's a great device, especially for somebody just wanting to get into podcasting, which is what we're talking about here, $100 or less. But which did you like more? We'll have a poll. But before we go, let's talk to Hank over at Free Podcast Tools right now. Hank is joining me after we did this video project. It was your idea. You tell everybody what your idea was, and I know you've got bullet point Hank professional notes queued up and ready to go. So you do you, Hank, and I'm here for instant feedback.
Well, like any good idea, I stole it from Film Booth and Finzar from YouTube. They're two of my favorite YouTube creators. and they challenged each other to an editing competition. And Ed from Film Booth, he's always saying, if you can take something from another niche and apply it to your niche, do it. Because it's obviously working, so do it. So I hit up Jeremy with the idea of, what if we try to pick the best gear for under $100, microphone interface combo, and then we send them to each other, and then we kind of let the audience decide who won it. So I thought that would be a lot of fun.
It has been. It has been. It's been a slow process because we're super busy. Hey, by the way, Hank, I don't want to like upset you, but did you see that YouTube lowered their monetization standards to 500 subs?
Conveniently after.
Thanks, YouTube.
After I've churned out for 2 years.
Yeah, which is exactly how long it took me, and the grind is real. But yeah, it was a great idea. Like when Hank pitched this to me, I was like, absolutely, 100%, I'm down.
And I'm waiting to see how it goes over, because we haven't released them yet, obviously, but I can't wait to see how the audiences react to that format, because I have other challenge ideas that I want to do.
Yeah, and I'm game for those as well. And I think they'll react well, because like if there's one thing I've noticed that, including myself and including you, because you stole the idea, we love to see YouTubers that we either have watched or actively do watch collaborate. Like it's a fun thing. It's, anytime I see any two YouTubers that I watch in the same place, I get abnormally excited.
Me too, for some reason. I'm like, they know each other?
Yeah. It's like, wow, those two, cool. I watch them both and they're hanging out. Yes.
Love it.
So what, like, I know that this idea was half yours, half stolen, but go through the process on what we decided to do from your urging. Like what was the parameters?
First, we had to come up with a dollar amount value. That was going to be the hardest part, because it's got to be low enough to where you got to put your thinking cap on, but it can't be too low to where you just throw out any old thing. Here's a pencil mic and and something. So I really wanted to get that right, because if it was too high, everybody would be like, well, no, duh. Of course, a Rodecaster Pro and Shure SM7B sound good, So I just wanted to keep it in that kind of a parameter of price.
Right. Which
100 was almost too low for me.
Yeah, it was not easy to come up with the I don't know. I had an idea of what I wanted to do, but being limited to $100, like it pretty much meant that the interface was going to be one of 2 or 3 conventional choices, and then you had some unconventional options outside of that. The microphone pretty much needed to be relegated to $50 or less, almost definitely. I think it gets a lot more interesting if we do which I think this was a good place to start. I think you got to go budget. Like most people out there, like when they hear that you can set up a YouTube channel or a podcast or something that sounds good for $100, like that's intriguing. I think that's like the perfect starting point for a beginner to dive in at. But man, if we had like 135, I think if we were at 135, it gets a lot more. It gets a lot more interesting, and we can switch it up a lot more. But I definitely feel like we both did pretty well with the $100 budget.
I was very shocked when I heard this microphone that you sent, the Donner P08, correct?
Yeah.
It is built well. And my co-host, he loved the sound of this microphone. He was like, oh, the higher frequencies are there. I can hear it. It's not too overpowering.
The Zoom ZDM1, the build quality is excellent. The capsule is excellent. It's was it super cardioid, I think, so I mean it as Brian Adams would say, it cuts like a knife when you get off axis of it. So it's it's a really sweet mic, and it had been a long time. When this came out, I bought it to do a video on it, and I I think I got rid of it shortly after. Like, it was good,
Yeah.
but I had my podcast table outfitted with, I think, Rode broadcasters at the time. And I was like, I'm not going to use this ZDM1 anymore. And I regretted it instantly because there's so many mics that were, well, you know how the market is now. Like, there's $50 dynamic mics. There's Maono and Fifine and, you know, the Audio Technicas of the world. And yeah, that. And there's so many out there. And it's like, well, I wish I had that ZDM1 to compare these things to now. And I didn't. So when I got this back and I put it on, I was like, I knew this was coming from Hank, but I forgot how good it sounded. And it's just, you know, it's for podcasters, like what me and Hank primarily do, mics like that Donner and this ZDM1, they're kind of perfect. I love the way this thing sounds like right now. Like, I think
too. I send them to all my co-hosts.
That's the way to go. It's the way to go. Like, there's no processing needed, you know. I mean, granted, processing is always good to add some extra flavor, but if I was listening to this on a podcast, raw audio right now, I'm fine with it. I'm making it through that episode with no problems, no issues. Same with this M audio interface. Did you have any other bullet points on the project here that we decided to go through?
Yeah, I wanted to understand what went into your decision making for what you picked.
Okay. And then I want you to answer your own question as soon as I'm done.
Got it.
So my decision making was I did not want to send you the one of two choices at the interface category because I knew it was, it was going to be this M Audio Solo or a Behringer UM2, and I did not want to send a Behringer UM2. Behringer UM2 is a fine device. In fact, Sweetwater had them for $10 at one time, and I bought 10 of them. So I bought 10 UM2s. It was $100. I was like, I can take all the handheld mics that I can't sell, that no one wants, pair them with that for the low price of $50 for both of them, and just get rid. And I did. But I wanted to do something a little different, but I still wanted to give that brand name. Like, I could have went in a million directions, as could have you on Amazon. We could have done any unpronounceable name of interface, the auction, boction, whatever they were going to call it. There's a ton of those out there, but I was like, I want to do brand name. And I remember CAD sent me that CX2, and I was like, that thing's pretty good. And it's got 2 XLR ports. I know. I bragged about it last time that no one will ever see, but I'll brag about it again. I gave you 2 XLR ports, Hank, and, you gave me 1, What the heck? But no.
And you gave me 24 bits.
I gave you 24-bit. I did. So now it's just going to be up to people to decide which one. Would you, do you want the M Audio device or do you want the CAD Connect CX2? What went into your decision on that? And before I finish that thought, like, the CAD Connect is $60. $60 is how much that costs. So I pushed over that $10. Like, it made it difficult. I was like, I'm going to have to go with the Donner. There's no other dynamic that was $40, but I wanted to do the Donner anyway, so it all worked out. But
for me, the M Audio, I picked that because I love the crystal preamps. Now, the M Audio Air 192.4 is one of my favorite audio interfaces. I just think it's clean and crisp and stylish. So I couldn't obviously get that, so I just got the little not too stylish printer cable port version of it because I wanted those crystal preamps.
yeah.
And it pushed a little bit more gain than the Behringer UM2. It was like 4 dB or something like that, 5 dB, something in there. And I was thinking to myself, okay, this'll could possibly look good if we do any kind of microphone test, which I did in my video, where you're trying to push the SM7B, of course, because people always ask.
On the microphone, what, well, I guess we're back to me. The Donner, this was in consideration, but I was like, I can't send Hank a Zoom ZDM1. I know he's got 12 of those laying around. Like, he's probably got one in the bathroom, one in the garage. He's got ZDM1s wired up everywhere. So, yeah, it came down to build quality, accessories, and just the fact that it sounds good. It's not world beating. It's not, it is a dynamic microphone that does sound pretty good, but it is It is by no means nothing super duper special in my opinion, but it's good.
I was thoroughly impressed when I plug it in. I put on the the DT 770s, and when I first get a mic and I just lock in, and I was like, oh, that's pretty good. And then the heft of the mic, when I took it out of the box, I was like, oh, he did very, very good on this pick. So I like it. People always ask me, they're like, what is that microphone? And that's the test.
I don't know. It was a fun experiment. I think you'll definitely see more from us as far as these go. I mean, it'll take us a while. We're busy.
I was going to ask you, what made you not send this? Was it just the price? Was the price just a little above the Mayono PD100? Was it just above the threshold?
I don't think so, because I think at the time it could be had at 40 or 39 or 38, and we decided pre-tax. There were two things that really went into consideration, and one was the build quality. Like, I know that mic you just held up it's metal, but it is microphonic as all get out. If you tap it, it rings. Like, it's got a very cheap metal is what it's composed of. Doesn't matter if you don't touch it, but if you tap it, you're going to hear it. And two, that Mayono kind of has a bit of a V shape, I think, if I remember correctly. It's kind of like heavy in the lows, bright up top, kind of Q2U-ish in a way. And the Donner was just kind of a little more flat. So I just kind of figured it would, there was potential with the Mayono to not sound right on your voice, or it could sound great. I don't know. I haven't heard it, but I was like, the Donner was a safer choice tone wise for me. I was like, he's going to sound good on this no matter what. Anything
you would have done differently if you had to do it over again on our little competition?
No, I don't think so. No. I mean, if this 5-Fine mic had been out, that's the only thing I would do differently. But this was not out at the time that we decided to do this. But if it was, I would have swapped that for this, because this is Mike Newman over at his channel. Level Up with Mike would agree with me. He actually said it on his channel that I was watching yesterday, and I was like, I said that too, Mike. This is pound for pound the absolute best budget dynamic podcasting microphone out there.
They're sending me one.
It's the best. In my opinion, it is the best. You put a big old windscreen on it to make sure you don't pop it or anything, and that's a SM7B windscreen actually that I've got on these things.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But it takes care of any little bit of pop or sibilance that it has, which is not much, but that thing for $37 is primo. That would be the only thing I'd do different, but it was not an option because this wasn't released, so is what it is.
Oh, excellent.
Nice.
I thought it was a lot of fun,
Yeah, me too. And I'm glad you had the idea. Like, we were already working on our budding audio friendship, and that, once you did that, I was like, oh, heck yeah, I like Hank. Let's do this.
I really appreciate it. And I always steer people to your channel, man. I mean,
try to do the same.
It's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. What it's all about. That's what the whole journey is about. Like, just knowing other people that are involved in this niche. I don't know any of them around here. There's no Hanks where I live. There's nobody I can be like, hey man, you tried that new 5-Fine mic out or that new Donner? They'd be like, what the hell are you talking about? And I'd be like, I'm going to message Hank. I can't deal with this. I'll just message Hank.
I usually say stuff like that, and then the guy's like, did you want your oil changed or not? And I'm like,
yeah,
sorry.
Right.
Sorry.
Don't know what language you're speaking, Hank. Yeah, do you want 10W30 or synthetic or what? Yeah.
Thank you so much for this.
No, thank you, man. And I'm excited to do more. And, obviously we're going to release our own videos on our own channels and do them, similar, but not picture mirrored. But go check out that short film that Hank did. That is a lot of fun. That is a lot of fun. We'll link it, I'm sure, but man,
Underground Combat Club, over 10,000 views already.
It's awesome.
And I was like, awesome. Wow, just over a week.
Yeah.
So I was like, good deal.
That'll only grow. And it's just very, it's just got a nice tone to it. It's like a little bit serious, a little bit not. a little bit nostalgic, a little bit current. Like, it's just fun. It's a very fun way to spend. How long is it? Like, it's
12
pushing
minutes.
20. Yeah, I knew it was in between 10 and 20, but it's just a fun way, instead of watching that other Shure SM7B review video, go watch Underground Combat Club instead.
Thank you.
So, yeah, if you enjoyed what me and Hank did, let us know. We'll do more of these competitions. We're going to do it anyways, whether you say you enjoyed it or not. But,
We hated it. Okay, too bad. Here's more.
Yeah. But, we got some more green beans coming for you. If you're not a green bean eater, we're going to feed you some of those anyways. I use those because that's what I hated as a kid. But that's it. We'll come back with some more, and we're eager to hear the feedback. I think we're both going to post like a poll, right, just to get what setup people liked more. So that'll tell us who won. And I'm not looking forward to that part because I don't really want to win. I want a 50-50. I just feel it was even. I'd love to see an even vote, but
That'd be great.
It'll be leaning one way or the other. 48 to 52, 51-49. It'll be something like that. Well, thank you, Hank, and we'll see you next time.